Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Chuck Ruggiero. I'm here with you today to officially announce my candidacy for the office of Sheriff of Jefferson County, New York. Before I begin, I would like to take a moment to thank the many wonderful people who have been instrumental in my arrival at this place and time. Thank you to the Republican Committee of Jefferson County for their faith in me as a candidate. Thank you to Don Kuhn and Bonnie Fikes. Where's Bonnie at? Thank you, Don, for the hard-working leadership they provide to the party on a daily basis, all the things they do behind the scenes. Thank you to the committee members and the legislators who have offered their support and friendship. If not for you, I would not be here. Thank you very much. Also, thank you to my wonderful friends and family members who not only provide moral support and encouragement, but who are working behind the scenes to assist me with my campaign. I would like to introduce my wife, Lisa, who is the inspiration in my life. A graduate of Ithaca College and a successful business owner in her own right, she serves as a member of the Board of Directors of the City of Watertown Housing Authority and as a member of the Board of Family Counseling Services. She is putting in more than her share of effort by acting as my campaign manager. Thank you, Lisa. My son Charles III is here. He's a full-time Air Reserve technician with the 174th Fighter Wing down in Syracuse, New York. With him also is his wife Michelle, who is a veteran of the United States Air Force. And their three children, William, hi William, Charlie down on the end, and the newest addition to the family, Charles IV, or as we like to use the military moniker, C4. Sometimes there is a little explosion around there. Okay, my son Charlie really is a great guy, but don't get too friendly with him. He's a communications and information security specialist, and he knows everybody's secrets, probably including yours. The internet is a wonderful source of information. Thanks for being here, friend. Also up here in front is my father-in-law, Harold LeWillier of Brownville, New York, a U.S. Army veteran who served during the Korean conflict, and my mother-in-law, Sally LeWillier, immediately to his side. Sadly, my brother-in-law, Brian LeWillier, can't be here. He was killed some years ago by a drunk driver, but he's here in spirit because his memory goes everywhere with him. My son, John, can't be here. He's a full-time college student in North Carolina, working very hard to maintain his good grades. But he wishes us well and shares in my desire to see a new sheriff behind the desk in Jefferson County. Last communication I have. The last communication I had from my son is the same one that many parents have had from kids in college, and I'll pass it along to everybody who says they want to support my campaign. Send money. I'm also here because of the efforts of many other important persons in my life. There is a saying which says, a rising tide lifts all boats. The success of my career is not just the result of my own efforts. It is the cumulative product of the training, education, support, camaraderie, and friendship I have enjoyed with those I have worked for and worked with, those who have taught me, counseled me, guided me, led me, and protected me. And I know without them, I would be less than what I am, and I would not be here today. Some of my former colleagues and co-workers are here today. Some of the police officers that I've served with and continue to serve with are here today, and I thank them very much for their moral support, the courage of their convictions, and what they do for the community every day. I was asked why I entered this race. The reason is pretty complex, but I'll try and break it down in a couple of simple bullet comments. First of all, I think it's morally wrong for any incumbent to be allowed to stay in office without a challenge. Doing so eliminates the power of the vote and fails to give a voice to half of the electorate. We deserve the democratic process. It's total Americanism to do so. I also believe that people deserve the best candidate for the job. My education, training, and experience make me a viable candidate, and I will serve the people faithfully and loyally. I believe that any candidate for political office should be dedicated to the community. This is not just a job I am applying for. It is a calling. It is a special calling. It requires a lot of dedication to the community, and it presents me with another opportunity to serve the people. Speaking of which, I have demonstrated to the community my willingness to put personal ambition aside in the public interest, and I've done so through nearly 21 years of volunteer service as a firefighter with the Smithville Fire Department and as a fire police officer. Adding to that, I also served as the past commander of the Civil Air Patrol Composite Squadron in Fort Drum, as a former member of the Search and Rescue team on the Jefferson County STAR team. I was a captain in that position. Through my current volunteer service with the Jefferson County Office of Emergency Management, where I serve as a deputy fire coordinator and a member of the Incident Management Assistance team. And through my 4.5 years of volunteer services as the Disaster Services Chairman of the American Red Cross chapter here in Watertown. I would say that when it comes to being a consistent performer for my nation, state, and community, that I have attained a degree of credibility. I almost forgot to mention, I'm also a disabled veteran as a result of my service in combat during Vietnam conflict, but it's never prevented me from doing my job as a police officer. Let's see. I want to thank those people in my life who have helped me through my career as I rose from the ranks as a patrol officer up to the position of Chief of Law Enforcement at Fort Drum, and then later transferred to Aberdeen Proving Ground in Maryland, where I was the Chief of Police Services for a 156-member police agency with a very, very important mission in national defense. I have never held political office. I am not timid about it, but I have to tell you, I've received some very ugly emails from people on the fringe. I guess that thing happens, and those of you in the political spectrum know how that stuff works. I will tell you that I'm puzzled by this because these people don't know me and they know little about me. Hopefully after today they'll know a little bit more about me. These people are political ideologues who are firmly entrenched in their own beliefs, and I am not a political ideologue. As sheriff, I will discharge the responsibilities of my office fairly and impartially. There will be no favoritism, there will be no cronyism, and there will be no political insiders. I am a fiscal conservative, and my goal will be to operate within budget and in accordance with the governance and guidance of those in positions over me. I seek to reduce the economic footprint of the county sheriff's office wherever possible and feasible. I will employ smart business practices that reduce waste and increase efficiency. I have the experience and education to make that happen. As your sheriff, I will not seek, nor will I accept, any form of pension or continuation of pay beyond my term of office. I'm not a lifestyle politician. I'm coming here to do a job. I want to do well for the people, and when I'm gone, I'm gone. Any form of I will not accept any form of health insurance or life insurance. I already have them as part of my federal benefit package. There's no reason for the taxpayers to pay it twice. I won't accept a take-home car. I only live several minutes from the public safety building, and I can get to the public safety building in my own vehicle there if there's an emergency and catch a ride or get in a patrol car there, so that will reduce the economic footprint further. And if I respond to off-duty incidents in my own vehicle, I will never seek reimbursement from the county for mileage or any expenses out of my own pocket. I do it willingly and freely. My job is going to be to serve the people of the county. I also want the men and women of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department to know that I am a police officer first and a politician only by necessity. I wear the uniform, I do the job, I believe the things that they believe in, and I have the same calling as sheriff. And I believe that only effective leadership, the only kind of effective leadership, is leadership by example, and that will be my hallmark of service as your sheriff. Our law enforcement personnel are all great public servants, and they have my trust. I will have their back. Thanks to all of you for coming here today, and I'll entertain any questions.